Alright, I think it's about time to take a little break from torturing myself with 4-cell mode, at least for a while. Finally check out the new weapon that has been added in this latest update. The Sonic Crossbow fires through enemies and keeps shooting when held down. Essentially the exact same thing as the original repeater crossbow, except this one also has lasers and makes pew-pew noises, giving a little bit of a future tech flair to Dead Cells, which is kind of weird. But I suppose now that they have the repeater crossbow scaling with survival, having its own unique critical hit, Motion Twin wanted to put in something that filled the same ecological niche that was now open, and I think the Sonic Crossbow does pretty much exactly that. Although, if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't know how necessary it is to have that niche filled, because really, the original repeater crossbow, used a ton of ammo and made ammo management really difficult. It certainly didn't do enough damage to justify that. In general, just a not very good weapon in my eyes. And although the more modern one, I think, is a significantly better one, it's going to be interesting to see exactly what the Sonic Crossbow brings to the table in comparison. I mean, obviously it's not the exact same. It does have piercing, which is definitely something a little different, but it doesn't have any sort of critical hit, and ammo management definitely seems like it's going to be still something of a concern. So, I don't know. I guess I'll just kind of have to see as I go through this run. And who knows, this is still the alpha after all, and just looking at the icon for this weapon, it's definitely a placeholder one, so it could easily be subject to change in the future, who knows. I mean, definitely that has happened in the past with a lot of these sort of weapons that have been introduced in alpha. I would say most notably is the Sinew Slicer, which was a completely different weapon when it was originally introduced, called the Standard Turret, and shot out 3 quick bolts at enemies, and didn't even do bleed damage, so there's a good chance that this is not the final form of this weapon, and it's going to be changed to something eventually. Either way, I haven't been updating enough lately, so... And regardless, these episodes have always been about basically me reverse engineering the design document for each one of these weapons, so... Why not at least have this be committed to history, exactly what this weapon was like before it was changed up a whole lot. Besides, I mean, the whole piercing thing, when I was thinking about exactly how to use this weapon, how exactly I wanted to, craft a run around this, the piercing was, originally like, whatever, who cares, there's plenty. You can get that affix on pretty much any bow in the entire game, so having it native to the weapon, does that really matter at all? But then I thought about it a little bit more. Give it a little bit more of consideration when it comes to what the game is currently like. And I'm thinking that piercing might actually be a bigger deal than I originally thought. Because 4-cell mode, jam-packed with enemies. More enemies than ever. Being able to pierce through every single one of those, definitely going to help. Enemies doing a lot more damage, being able to pierce through all of them, suddenly you're able to rally up a whole lot more comparatively. And additionally, it's a huge boon when it comes to fighting elite enemies, or any sort of enemy that summons a lot of other enemies, hammers for example, because you don't even have to worry about the extra mobs, just shoot right through them after all. So who knows, it could easily be that this is a much better weapon just based on the piercing alone that I'm giving it credit for. I suppose it just kind of has to be seen over time. Aside from that, I don't really know what the actual plan is for using the Sonic Crossbow, because piercing doesn't really factor into any mutations or affixes or other weapons in any way, so I can pretty much take whatever and makes enemies bleed 6% on bleeding target. That's not bad. Just replace this then. So I don't really... I guess it would be kind of more about the ammo management. That's still something that certainly exists for this weapon and the OG repeater crossbow. I mean, hell, even the current repeater crossbow probably could benefit from having Ripper or... There you go, shots pierce all enemies. But that's also not really what I'm... funny thing is that I actually turned off all support weapons, for example, the firebrands here, so to see that appearing is kind of surprising to me right now, but hey. Yeah, sure. I guess the custom mode does not cover legendary weapons, which is an interesting sort of ripple. Yeah, definitely custom mode is going to be making it a lot easier to do these runs in the future. I mean, just starting out with this weapon was fantastic. Dream come true when it comes to these runs, after all. Yep. I'm going to say ammo management is definitely going to be a thing. 2 times ammo, get Ripper working. Ripper has been buffed quite a bit, so I think that now, if there's any time to use it, this is it. And, I suppose Rally, maybe like the 2 times Rally could be pretty good with this weapon, because like I said, if you're piercing a whole bunch of enemy, that's a lot of potential Rally that you can get. You just step up to nearly full health just by firing into a big crowd of enemies anytime you get hit. Now, does Pierce work through the... No, it does not work through the invincibility bubble. Yeah, aside from that, I guess just go with a bunch of decent affixes, see what I can get out of there. And then, like I said, we'll see kind of how this weapon changes or not in the future, because I don't know. I mean, definitely alpha update, always very subject to change. I mean, especially seeing a whole lot of people, you know, either being pretty excited with the changes or being pretty frustrated with the changes in the last video. It's like, just remember, Motion Twin is just putting this out as a, what do you guys think of it? Too hard? Okay, well, tone it down. That sort of thing. Nothing is set in stone. All right. I think the other thing be maybe going for bombs could be decent here. Unlike the quick bow, which Ripper could have actually been quite a bit better for due to the whole trying to keep the critical hit up at all points in time, there's no reason why I can't just have an infantry grenade or something similar that has a release all arrows from enemies and just have that working towards me too. So maybe grabbing something like that could be pretty worthwhile. Who knows? As of right now, I'm not noticing too much of a difference with the general... maybe should have actually taken survival with that for a little bit of extra health. Yeah, I'm not noticing too much of a difference as far as DPS goes, but I guess I am getting quite a bit of use out of the Pierce enemy, so that's nice at least. This is also, being part of my loadout. It's a Sonic Crossbow 1+, which is plus 25% extra damage. Not really the most impressive thing you're going to be getting. Definitely number one thing I'm going to have to look at is... Oh, no. Definitely number one thing that I'm going to have to look at is maybe getting an upgrade as soon as I get to a shop. With a lot of the other more... Ooh, maybe that could be good. With a lot of the other more... Yeah, whatever. What is the word I'm thinking of? Combat-oriented weapons out of the rotation. It should be pretty easy to find an upgrade for this if given the chance. I mean, it's just as of late, everything I've been coming across shop-wise has all been skills, so that's not super helpful. Boy, I'm never going to get another time door again, am I? Oh, wow. At least I still like... I'm definitely... still thinking about what my general loadout for mutations is going to be now. Because something like Instinct and Master of Arms definitely feels like the sort of optimal one to be getting, the optimal mutation to be getting as far as basic cooldown reduction goes, but this has no critical hit, so Hunter's Instinct, as much as that might be okay, kind of questionable, I feel like. Maybe support. I can support that. Ain't nothing wrong with getting a little bit of extra damage, because I am definitely working with a whole bunch of turrets right now. It really just depends on what I happen to find if I do happen to get a decent, maybe tactic scaling bomb in the future. We'll see. And speaking of that, yeah, that's actually an interesting sort of thing. The idea that now there's a little bit of a future tech in Dead Cells. I mean, definitely it's not anything sort of unheard of with this sort of setting. I've I mean, hell, I just played Death's Gambit, and one of my favorite weapons in that entire thing was the Swarm, which was just straight up an energy gun. One that I still hold that maybe White Rabbit did not consider that it would be as powerful as it ended up being. But yeah, I mean, now that's making its way into Dead Cells, and who knows if this is even going to be a crossbow by the end of it. Maybe it's actually going to turn into a laser rifle, which might be kind of fun, might also be kind of weird. Sort of mess with the general vibe of swords, sorcery, and zombies. You know, the sequel to Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies that we've all been waiting for. We'll see. And don't tell me that you weren't waiting for that. I know you were waiting for the sequel to Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. We all love that book. Those weird, sort of pseudo... Hey, come on. Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter, historical type books mashed up with other media. Definitely wasn't just confusing in a very, like, 2010s type of thing that I can only hope has gone away forever and will never return. We'll see. We'll see. That said, I would definitely be down with seeing, like, a... I mean, that's also not entirely unheard of for Castlevania-type games, either. There were, like, guns in Castlevania that you could get. I liked using them. Symphony of... No, Dawn of Sorrow. Dawn of Sorrow is what I'm thinking of. Had the silver handguns, which were pretty fun weaponry. And here, hey, maybe that'll also tie into the future biome that they might be adding in the new DLC. Sort of a Garde tomb, if I'm going to be referencing Death's Gambit once again. I don't know. I mean, definitely this right now. It's like it's called a crossbow. The placeholder art that it's using definitely does not look like a crossbow. That looks like a regular bow. In fact, it looks more like a batarang, if anything. And the weapon you're using is just a regular generic crossbow. So I don't know. There is no telling where this weapon is headed. So just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. All right. I'm only working on one cell right now just for the sake of my sanity. But I think, I mean, one cell mode, what do you get in this biome? Oh, yeah, just a food shop. And then I think if I go to, what, Oh, yeah, I actually don't know what is in any of the cell doors now that the Stilt Village has those. I guess I'm definitely going to have to check out that, if nothing else. I mean, yeah, it's only going to be the one cell door, but who knows? Maybe, great secrets and wonders will be behind it, hidden in the most tenebrous corners of this place. I guess I'll have to dive in and find out. I don't know, either way, it's like, as much as I'm not a huge fan of doing one cell mode as for a showcasey type run, one, I have to tear myself away from Enter the Gungeon for at least 5 seconds and make some kind of videos, lest this channel goes to rot. And the other thing is that I can't just keep streaming every day because those aren't actually put up on the regular channels, so I gotta put out some content is what I'm saying here. And taking a look at the extremely early version of this weapon, I think is definitely counted as that. Also, I'll finally be able to show off a little bit of some of the new boss content that has been added in the game, specifically for the Timekeeper and the Hand of the King, which I definitely was not able to do in the original alpha update. And hey, if nothing else, you get to see a little bit more of the modern, what 1.0 is like in action. Because you're certainly not getting that if you're watching any of the streams that I was doing, I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you that one for free. And we good. Yeah, it's not like dodging still doesn't... Dodging is still extremely effective. It's just... the amount of health that you get dealt is not. Well, that you get dealt. That you find yourself being dealt, almost. More than anything. Oh, yeah, also another thing that I didn't mention in the alpha update video. Weird generation of teleporters. I have no idea why, but for some reason, when you're up in the ramparts here. Oh no, this is a bad idea. Save me. That was kind of weird. Anyway. Yeah, weird generation of teleporters. I've seen up to 3 just stacked on top of each other, which is super goofy. That was a lot of damage that the firebrands did. Oh, it also shoots an arrow, which is... Nope. Which is something, too. Oh, yeah, actually, here we go, right now. All 3 teleporters. I cannot tell. I think the flash of light is kind of hiding, actually showing the character literally teleporting, but kind of wanted to see if that was going to happen anyway. All right. Yeah, even in 1-cell mode, enemies still dealing a decent amount of damage, still taking a decent amount of damage, as well as just being sardine-packed like the original style 4-cell mode, so... As I always say with Dead Cells, you ain't ever safe. You always gotta watch your back. Something that might be cool is if instead of these weird teardrop-shaped sort of bullets, Motion Twin instead actually did make it a proper laser or something. And I don't know, go full Mass Effect and give it the... Oh, it has to recharge after being overheating or something. You know, give that as the excuse for having ammo. Or just take out ammo entirely. I mean, you do still have to, like, stand perfectly still to fire this weapon, which is a pretty big downside to using it. So I think you could easily justify, maybe... Yeah, sure. Just talking about ammo here. I think you could easily justify it in one way or another if you want to introduce a laser rifle into the game. We'll see. Additionally, I am really enjoying not having to think about getting some form of damage reduction. Although this is only 1 cell. I also just thought about it, and I don't have a melee weapon. What am I even thinking taking Ripper if I don't have that important piece of the puzzle on hand? I mean, I think the thing that probably would have made the most helped the most is if I had any shops that were, you know, main hand weapons and not just skills over and over. Deal with the hand you dealt and all that, though. And come on. Yeah, it doesn't shoot... That would actually also be another interesting thing for this weapon. If it did pierce through invincibility bearers, that you could continue shooting through that even if, say, they're being defended by a defender, or, like the concierge here, switching phases. I don't know, it could be cool. I think you could definitely justify it because it is like a magical barrier and like an energy weapon. Oh, maybe just go full on and make it a like lightning weapon. Sort of like oh yeah, they dropped 2 of these. They dropped 2 regular items rather than having a legendary item drop now. Ah, whatever, I don't need any of them. Yeah, maybe make this like in the same way that Lightning Bolt is to... Oh, nice. In the same way that, like, Lightning Bolt is to... Yeah. Fire Blast. Make this weapon Pyrotechnics. Or Lightning Bolt. This weapon to Lightning Bolt as Pyrotechnics is to Fire Blast. Wow, that thought did not want to come out of my head. Anyway, let's just get on here. Stilt Village. Now that they got cell doors in here, I'm definitely interested in seeing what I can get to. Also, yes, I did entirely forget that there is no 1-cell door in the Ramparts, because that is taken up by a 2nd, 3rd cell door leading to the Conjunctivius fight. That is, in fact, a thing that has been in the game for I don't even know how many months that I have still forgotten. Also keep missing all these tinted rocks. Alright, number 1 thing. Try to get an upgrade for this weapon. Number 2 thing. Try to get a melee weapon so that I can actually use Ripper properly. Number 3 thing, just like in general play better because clearly my mind seems to be elsewhere during this run, at least considering how I've been playing as of recently. Oh, hi. Alright, so, I mean, it does seem to be, certainly, the game seems to be a little bit better. Oh, interesting. It's not even upgraded at all, so I'm just gonna, I'll pass for right now. Yeah, the game seems to be a little bit more, a little bit better up, really. A little bit better. Come on, for real. Anyway, the game's a little bit better balanced, it seems like, when you're on lower cell difficulties. Makes me think that Motion Twin might have just neglected checking out exactly how much... Ooh, 28,000. I might actually be able to get that. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Might have neglected 4-cell in favor of having, you know, 1, 2-cell, 0-cell, a little bit better balance comparatively. It's hard to say. I mean, I would like to say that, yeah, when it comes to actually playing the game, a lot more people are going to be playing on the single-cell and 0-cell difficulty than 4-cell, so I can kind of understand that, but still. Alright, 14, and here's one of the doors. Let's check out what's in here. Finally see what they've cooked up. It's just a regular chest. Alright then, and not even a main hand weapon, which is kind of what I was hoping for. But it is enough money to maybe get me the upgrade that I so desire. Definitely gonna have to check this out on a couple of the bigger cell difficulties, see exactly what is in each one of these doors. Probably just a bunch of chests, but who knows, who knows. Hope springs eternal and all that. Range definitely leaves a little something to be desired with this weapon, but, you know, that's not even unreasonable. Let's take a look here. Doesn't show me what's in the first door. Just that it's a chest in that one. Actually, are those 2 cell doors? Yeah, so it does tell me that there is... Oh, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, I couldn't remember if they showed up on the map since I'm so used to doing, you know, maximum cells every time it's possible to do so. But no, the answer is it does not show that, so that's too bad. Could have maybe gotten a sneak peek if it was like an exit to a different biome or something. No such luck. Okay, I'm definitely going to need to upgrade this weapon already because a full salvo of shots is not actually killing an enemy at this point, which is, to say the least, maybe not a great thing. Minotaur Scroll? Yeah, I'll go grab that one first, and then peace on out of here. Get my stuff upgraded. Alright, finally hitting 2,000 health. Well, that's tactics run for you. Always how that tends to go. Alright. S rank, which is great because one of the things that they added in the latest patch is making upgrading to S rank much, much more expensive. So it seems like the only way that you're going to be getting these things is if you're buying them from a shop or finding them on the ground already upgraded. 1 versus a Sonic Crossbow 6, S rank. It's like, yeah, 2,000 DPS versus 908, nearly twice as much. Good. That's what I'm looking for, after all. Alright. I don't know if there's anything... I don't know if I really need a lot more stats, you know, enough to go into the Sepulcher, but... At the same time, I do know that the castle, in general, always kicks it up a notch, so I should probably stay on the safe side, grab as many scrolls as possible before trying to conquer the end game, lest I want to do another run and have to do extra editing. And an extra playthrough, but I mean, that's the easier part. 7 minutes, 45 seconds. Right, you don't get stats anymore in these rooms. However, you do get a status stiletto, which is, you know, obviously a very fast weapon, will work quite well with Ripper, which is something that I was looking for anyway. So we good. Still have never seen one of these doors open. I mean, with the exception of the 31 from the very first biome, so... Victims emit toxic cloud. 100% on poison. Can I get you to... Nah. I was kind of hoping to get maybe, like, throws down a toxic cloud when deployed, but doesn't seem likely. Not that I can really expect to get that within the first couple achievements. It's still happening. Not that I can really expect that to be all that possible. There are a lot of affixes you can get on... There we go. Sinew Slicer. That's what I'm going to be going for. 28,000 is kind of a tall ask, though. And there's a lot of affixes you can get. It's not really likely to get the one you're looking for, especially now that the prices for upgrading stuff has been... Well, this is bad. All right, and that does not spawn a colonnade, which is good to know. Ugh. All right, so it's only the ones that you find in the... Cool. It's only the ones that you find in the... That was really close. The walls, the secret rocks that you find in the walls that actually count. Have to keep that in mind. All right. Feels like I might want to go for some more health. But you know what? I'm going to live on the edge because I know that coming up here soon enough, I'm going to get a... Well, I tried. I'm going to get a potion refill. I think there's one right before the Timekeeper fight. There we go. Things are definitely dealing a lot of damage, though. Gotta be careful here. Got to keep on guard. Oh, that was actually a very good dodge. All right. 2 potion charges. I'm not... Almost 3 potion charges, but I did manage to rally up most of that health. So, that's good. Yeah, it seems like the big problem with difficulty that I'm having right now is really mostly related to the health gained versus... Oh, I should try to do the glitch. Still have not successfully done that. But yeah, health gained versus health dealt in damage by enemies. And that sort of issue is what makes something like 4-cell difficulty so 4-cell-y difficult. Okay. This is why I got the heart, after all. Cool. Yeah, I do think... You know, I said it before. I think I'm still sticking to it. The rally would be... Having the rally mutation to have, like, what, 3 extra get in here? Oh, God, it doesn't have a... Why doesn't it have a thing? A colonnade in here. Cool. What? Shouldn't there be a colonnade there? All right, well, I guess I got to do a run over anyway. All right, you know what? I just want a nice, easy run. So I flipped her down to 0-cell mode, and we're going to have exactly that. Double door kill. All right. Exactly what I wanted. Anyway, same sort of run as last time, which is to say heavy on turret action, but this time I do have Toxic Cloud, which will definitely help a lot. Didn't get Ripper, though, mostly because... Not what I meant to do. Mostly because, as much as I like Ripper, I don't know. I wanted to try out the... rally type of build that I was talking up earlier, because I think that was working out pretty well, and that's, you know, maybe a lack of health or a lack of any sort of healing was something that was hampering the run a little bit last time. Additionally, I also am definitely having an issue this time with still using the Sonic Crossbow 1. So, yeah. Getting extra damage out of The Sonic Crossbow is maybe not really priority one. Making sure that I don't die from darkness might just be a little bit more important now. Also extra... No, wait, that's just lore room. Also, I got a lot of extra ammo this time just to make sure that I'm not running out. I do think that with a very low-level version of the Sonic Crossbow, that's definitely something that could be happening. It definitely was something that was happening in the last run when I was unloading an entire clipazine, and it was not really doing much of anything. Alright, not bad at all. And, you know what, I do want the extra health right now. I think that more than anything else, I probably should get used to being a little bit paranoid about the amount of HP that I have. No more scaling means that each bit of HP that you get really counts compared to previously where, you know, if you were getting less than, what, 11% HP from picking up an off stat, it was pretty much worthless. Or, well, effectively worthless, at least. I don't know, hard to say. Also, losing out on the time door scrolls definitely hurts a little bit. I liked having those 2 extra free stats as soon as I entered a biome, but no such luck. Also, every single shop that I've gone to at this point in the game has all been, this. So, you know, great, great. Oh yes, also something that I noticed when I was doing the previous run, or, well, when I was doing the previous failed run, the one that you didn't see because I died against the concierge due to a lack of patience, let's just say that, they did not actually nerf the affix that you can get on turrets that gives you minus 25% damage taken when you're near it. Which is definitely something to... Okay. Which is definitely something to consider in the future. Oh, sure, normal ways of getting damage reduction might not be nearly as functional as it was before, but a free minus 25% just from standing near, I don't know, like a crusher or whatever? That could be extremely valuable. That could also just be a small oversight by Motion Twin, which is going to be fixed by the next update, but hey, take all the advantages you can get while they're here, after all. Or as I like to always say, you play the game where the game plays you. And I do think that is apropos in this case. When the game is playing me harder than ever. Still getting a pretty decent amount of damage off of the Sonic Crossbow, even with it only being, well, barely upgraded at all. I think that's probably more of a result of, you know, having, what, 19 tactics right now and 0 cell mode, but still. I'm going to take all the advantages that I get when I get them. I just said that, don't you remember? Alright, let's continue on here. Yeah, I do definitely get the distinct feeling that this weapon is going to be changed up once it gets out of alpha. It's a little bit too regular. Also, finally. Nope. Good enough. Good enough. 100% on poison target also is going to help a lot with the corrosive cloud that I'm working with right now. Yep, a lot of poison synergy. I mean, I called it when I first saw how the affixes had changed previously, and I still am holding to that. And I didn't get that key. It's down to the bottom right. Man, really gotta remember some of this stuff here. I mean, I guess I just saw that I had the village key and thought, yeah, that'll probably fit in there or something. I don't know. Oh, cool. Actually, that was pretty cool. Well, it was better than I thought it was going to go, to be fair. Yeah, there's definitely a pretty big gap in the amount of damage you deal and the amount of damage you take. It's suddenly turned into heaven or hell mode on anything except for the very easiest difficulties in Dead Cells these days. And even then, I mean, I'm still taking quite a bit of damage, and even in the other one cell run that I did, I was definitely taking a lot by the time I got to the castle. It's like that's hard regardless of what cell level you're playing at. Anyway, the stuff was not actually in there, which more looking around is required. That was weird, but had to throw it from sitting. Hey, 21 tactics. That'll work. Definitely be pretty effective in the upcoming area. Might even be able to finally perfect a boss and see what's in the special door that you get for that. I have no idea because, again, I'm dying mostly due to impatience on the concierge, the one fight that I would probably get that pretty consistently. Let's continue on. Yeah, probably when this alpha gets updated into beta, or, you know, at least a little bit more finalized version, I am going to be checking out the Sonic Crossbow again. And, as it's always meant to be seen in 4-cell mode, will definitely be a little bit different, maybe. I said definitely, but 188,000. That's... Boy, of all the things that aren't going to happen, that's definitely one of them. But yeah, do a little bit of a redo. Right now, I just wanted to do something a little bit more with Dead Cells, but in general, I'd like to say that showcase runs are a little bit off the shelf, at least for right now. So, Timekeeper's been changed up a little bit. See if I can get a little bit of that here. I mean, pretty much what the big change for the Timekeeper is that she... Cool. Now will occasionally... Well, I mean, she has a new little animation for the dashes, but she will occasionally do the bat attack more than once now. Oh my. Definitely something to look forward to in the future. Maybe. Well, so much for not getting this. Oh well, I can deal with it. Hey, I mean, who knows? Maybe something special will happen. There's nothing that's going to happen by beating the hand without taking damage. There is no way, absolutely no way at all that is going to be the case. Although there is a little something different in his boss battle to still check out too, so that'll be cool at least. There we are. Alright, so what's the damage look like? Pretty good, despite the fact that this is still only... Hey, the rally was working. Still only 8. Oh, no, I got a 7 crossbow. I forgot that I upgraded that in the last area. Cool. Well, should probably start distributing my stats a little bit more evenly. Oh, great, it's the invincible one. Well, at least I'm pretty glad that I got the heavy crossbow, or the heavy turret backing me up by stunning him to make sure that I didn't get hit by any of the attacks there. Because, boy, if there's one thing that I don't want to deal with right now, it's getting hit by an elite, period. And also a little bit of extra, you know, malaise, but that's not going to matter compared to the amount of damage that would be taken from that dude. Would not be a pretty sight, to say the least. I guess this would probably be worth it if I managed to get to... If I managed to get to 40,000 gold. I highly doubt it, but who knows? Stranger things have happened. Like the movie. Or like the television show. On the internet. Stranger Things. I'm getting to season 2. That's the strangest thing. I don't even know. I've never seen it before. I can't have hot takes about a show that I've never seen. I'm not the internet. And take her down. All right. One more key. I don't think I'm going to go for the full 3 keys right now. Just does not seem worth it. Besides, I would like to say that this is probably a... not even upgraded. Besides, I would like to say that this is, in some ways, a little bit of an illegitimate run. I would like to do this... when I talked about doing it this second time, I'm still holding to that, and I'm still thinking that that's probably what's going to happen. So finishing up this as quick as possible is... well, it's not any less shameful than what I'm doing right now. Let's just say that. Hand of the King is definitely going to be a thing to fight because he was going to block a whole lot of these hits coming up here. And I'm not going to like that. Ooh. Well, pretty easy to see it on these floors, at least. All right. Now I just need one other door, which has somehow eluded me this entire time. I don't even know how that happens. Oh, wow, I actually did get to 40,000. Cool. Rally build also working out pretty well, so can't say that I'm disappointed about that. Let's just make sure here. Yeah, this will be fine. After all, it's no longer about fire, it's about poison, and that is not negated by the blood pool that the dudes are going to be standing in. Or maybe it is now. Maybe it's some sort of anti-poison thing. It is not. The explosion almost got me hit by one of those guys there. Could not see the second tracker, and that would have been maybe not great. Oh well, that's fine, that's fine. Ew. Alright, let's just get out of here already. Well, actually first... said if I got 40,000, I'd go grab that other... no, not this one. Go grab that other Frost Blast. I think now's about time. I don't really need the fire damage I'm getting from the fire brands, as nice as the fire brands are. I was mostly just carrying them because I have 2 tactics right now. Yeah, I think this will do just fine. Freezing also will help me get a whole lot more damage on the hand, just because I'll be able to peg them in the back a lot more consistently. Can't block those shots. You also can't block shots when frozen, but, you know, I'm going to knock him out of being frozen with the first bolt that I fire, so that's not really something that I can rely on in any measure. Let's see how this goes. I feel confident. I'm feeling pretty good. Nope, not happening. But hey, that does mean that they do have a unique door for cells in the castle now. That's interesting. Don't know if I knew that before. Oh, hey, and you now get a potion charge before the final boss. I don't think that used to be the case in 1 cell mode. Wait, this is 0 cell mode. What am I even saying? I'm already forgetting what I'm doing here. Well, screwed up the roll in, but that's fine. And we're going to do this and this. Cool. And they actually still... I didn't even remember them having the... All right, then. Okay. Oh, God, he's got the affix. That's right. Yeesh, you can really get hit hard in this new update. Anyway, hey, new door. Mechanism is keeping it locked, though. There's no way to get in there. Yeah, that's the big change up. I don't know if that's going to be leading to the DLC. I don't know if that's going to be leading to a new area in one way or another. I think the interesting thing is that there is a door here. I mean, maybe they're planning to do like a Risk of Rain style thing where this will lead to some sort of ending, and going here will just lead to some sort of loop. I guess we'll have to see in the future. Until now, Sonic Crossbow, surprisingly good. I think you get the right affixes on it. I'm pretty impressed by the damage you can get out of it. But I also think that I'm just still stacking way more towards damage when I should be getting health. And that's going to be something to get used to.